This is Mac OS Ken.
Wednesday could have been worse. People are still feeling the Apple love and a few tales of Apple TV Plus. It's Thursday, the 8th of October, 2020. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Squarespace, your place online. Get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain with offer code MacOSKen at squarespace.com/MacOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Mint Mobile, offering their unlimited data plan for just $30 a month. Can you imagine? No, you don't have to. They were the first company to sell premium wireless service online only. That saved them money, which let them let you save money. Take me, for example. I'm saving hundreds of dollars a year with Mint Mobile versus my old carrier. But it's only the cost that's lower, not the service. Every plan comes with unlimited talk and text, plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. For me, it's been fantastic, but you want to make sure it's right for you. That's why Mint Mobile comes with a 7-day money-back guarantee. Really try it out for a few days. If you're not completely satisfied, return it within 7 days for a full refund. To get your new unlimited wireless plan for just $30 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/MacOSKen. That's MINT mintmobile.com/MacOSKen. Cut your unlimited wireless bill to $30 a month at mintmobile.com/MacOSKen. And a big thanks to Mint Mobile for sponsoring today's show. It could have been a day of reckoning. The first full day after Democrats on the U.S. House Subcommittee on Antitrust issued its report on Amazon, Apple, Facebook, and Google could have been a bad day. The report kind of called for the companies to be broken up, not explicitly, but implicitly it seemed. Such talk might have had investors hitting the exit. Instead, they hit the buy button. Amazon was up 3 percentage points, Google was up 0.5 percentage point, Apple was up 1.7. Only Facebook fell, and it only a smidgen, down 0.5 percentage point on the day. As a piece from The Street put it, Wall Street is shrugging at FANG antitrust scrutiny. Oh, that's cute. They included Netflix. Commenting on the issue in general, and Apple in particular, was Wedbush analyst Daniel Ives. While nonchalant might not be the right word, you couldn't call him alarmed. First, he notes the lack of consensus between Democrats and Republicans, Republicans and Republicans, and Democrats around what to do next. Second, despite the subcommittee's recommendations, without core law changes, Ives believes the antitrust momentum hits a brick wall. As for Apple specifically, even if Apple loses the App Store and the 30% cut it gets off sales there, Apple makes hundreds of billions of its expected $300 billion in revenue stream annually outside the App Store in his estimation. Ives has a buy rating on Apple shares. His price target on the shares is $150. Striking a similarly positive note was Needham analyst Laura Martin. Philip Elmer DeWitt's Apple 3.0 ran a good bit of her reaction to Tuesday's report. Her big takeaways: the report had dozens of complaints about Apple out of the 20 million app developers and 1.8 million apps in Apple's App Store, with 0 positives about Apple's value to consumers or life-improving innovations. It underscores Apple's strong shareholder value proposition and finds fault with widely used business practices such as bundling. And she says most complaints about Apple are business judgments. They charge too much, they preload their apps, etc., and not easily fixable through regulation. Finally, wrote Martin, because Apple's core asset is access to nearly 1 billion of the wealthiest consumers, we do not expect this report to materially impact valuation. Martin has a buy rating on Apple shares. Her price target on the shares is $140. Now, to say that Apple was up on Wednesday because nobody cared what Congress had to say would be an oversimplification. There was also stuff said by the White House. The market tanked Tuesday when President Trump unilaterally called off negotiations on a COVID relief bill between Democrats and Republicans on Capitol Hill. Then, about 4 hours later, he changed his mind. CNBC says stocks rose on Wednesday on hopes of a fiscal stimulus package after weeks of stalemate in Washington. The rising tide may have worked in Apple's favor. Of course, Apple's plans for next Tuesday may have played in as well. With Apple's high-speed event on the very near horizon, analysts and investors may be a bit giddy. That's because Apple's expected to reveal as many as 4 5G-enabled iPhones in next Tuesday's digital presentation. Morgan Stanley analyst Katie Huberty has weighed in on that. Another piece from Apple 3.0 has the Hube saying she and hers expect this fall's launch to be the most significant iPhone event in years. Quoting her note, supply chain checks indicate Apple is set to unveil 4 new devices, including the brand new 5.4-inch iPhone 12 mini, the 6.1-inch iPhone 12, the 6.1-inch iPhone 12 Pro, and the 6.7-inch iPhone 12 Pro Max, the largest iPhone display ever. All of that is complete with 5G network connectivity, a rear-facing dual or triple camera module depending on the size, Apple's latest A14 Bionic chip, longer battery life, 4 gigabytes plus of memory, new entry-level storage SKUs, and in the case of the Pro and the Pro Max models, a new world-facing LiDAR sensor for next-generation AR functionality. The note goes on to say we remain buyers of Apple shares ahead of the event and anticipate strong global iPhone demand to drive positive earnings revisions and stock outperformance throughout fiscal year 2021. Huberty has an overweight rating on Apple shares. Her price target on the shares is $130. Remember how the courtroom brawl between Apple and Epic Games was supposed to happen next July? Guess again. Despite indications during the last hearing that July was when the trial was likely, Apple Insider says Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers has upped that a bit. The Fortnite fight is now set to start on Monday, the 3rd of May, 2021. While this one is a bench trial, the piece says the date's been moved up to avoid potential schedule conflicts with other jury trials. Apple's tops again in brand intimacy, at least according to a study of such things by MBLM. Cult of Mac says Apple snagged a quotient score of 74 out of a possible 100. Hard to believe that's enough for number one, but apparently it is. Some 40% of users said they could not live without the brand, according to the cult. Meanwhile, 21% said that they would be willing to pay 20% more for the brand's products and services. If we could keep that information from Apple, that would be great. Apple's health records has expanded. iMore says the feature, which lets people securely view and store their medical records on their iPhone, has found its way to Canada and the UK. Previously, Apple says, patients' medical records were held in multiple locations, requiring patients to log into each healthcare provider's website to piece together their health information manually. Health Records creates a direct connection between medical institutions and a patient's iPhone, allowing users to see a central view of their allergies, conditions, immunizations, lab results, medications, procedures, and vitals across multiple institutions, and to be notified when their data is updated. With more than 500 partner institutions in the U.S., the number in the new regions is significantly smaller. iMore says Apple has partnered with 5 hospitals, including the Oxford University Hospital and Milton Keynes University Hospital in the UK. In Canada, it is working with Women's College Hospital Toronto, St. Joseph's Healthcare Hamilton, and Mackenzie Health Richmond Hill. Want to look around Phoenix, Arizona without actually having to go there? There's a map for that. Mac Rumor says Apple Maps has turned on its Look Around feature for Phoenix. Look Around provides 3D street-level imagery that's similar to Google Street View, according to the piece. If you haven't tried it out, it is kind of awesome. The feature, I mean. I haven't tried Phoenix yet, but there are several cities to scope out. Cities to see include Boston, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Tokyo, London, and the list goes on. More news in a moment, but first a word from Squarespace, your place online. Earlier this week, I talked about somebody I knew who had opened a shop with Squarespace. Allison Pitt, over at Daily Star Trek News, has already put a ton of Squarespace features to work. She is a huge fan of the Squarespace SEO. She hadn't opened a shop yet, though, until last week. Now, she says, Squarespace makes it incredibly easy to set up a new shop on your website, even if you've never done it before. When I wanted to set up a page to sell some stickers left over from a promotion, getting from nothing to a transactional website took a couple of hours. I even signed up for a new Stripe account through the Squarespace setup. It was amazingly easy. The controls for creating new products are intuitive, and you can style your shop using the same site styles as the rest of your website for a seamless integration. You can see what she's done over at dailystartreknews.com. And of course, you can see what Squarespace can do for you with a 2-week free trial at squarespace.com/macOSKen. Then when you're ready to launch, use the offer code MacOSKen to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. I am a huge fan of Squarespace. Find out why. Start your free trial today. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code MacOSKen to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain at squarespace.com/MacOSKen. And a big thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring today's show. Apple TV Plus has joined the Alliance for Creativity and Entertainment. Sounds awesome, right? You expect singers and dancers, maybe a painter or two. What you get, according to Mac Rumors, is an anti-piracy group committed to supporting the legal marketplace for video content and addressing the challenge of online piracy. According to the report, Apple TV Plus will join the ACE governing board, which includes Amazon, Disney, NBC Universal, Netflix, Paramount, Sony Pictures, and Warner Brothers. The rest of the report is about how much money is lost to video piracy each year, $71 billion annually, according to the piece. Additionally, the report says consumers are harmed when accessing illegal content. 1/3 of pirate sites target consumers with malware that can lead to a range of problems, including identity theft and financial loss, according to a report by Digital Citizens Alliance. It is a real problem, it should be addressed, and I wish they had called it something else. The Alliance for Creativity and Entertainment should involve hunks of clay or the occasional troubadour, maybe. Not companies with tons of money grousing about the fact that they should have more money. Limited Fun. That's what I would call the organization. Limited Fun. I await their call. There's another show celebrating the celebrated headed to Apple TV+. The Cupertino company issued a press release earlier this week announcing the Supermodels, an event docuseries that will feature exclusive access to and interviews with Naomi Campbell, Cindy Crawford, Linda Evangelista, and Christy Turlington. They'll revisit their iconic modeling careers and collective disruption of the 90s fashion scene, which the release says continues to reverberate today. The Supermodels comes to the Cupertino streamer by way of the Apple partnership with Imagine Documentaries. It'll be directed and executive produced by two-time Academy Award winner Barbara Kopel. Brian Grazer and Ron Howard will also serve as executive producers, along with, hey, what do you know? Naomi Campbell, Cindy Crawford, Linda Evangelista, and Christy Turlington will also serve as executive producers. Great stories can change the world, they say. Great stories can change the world. And finally today, a show that sounds really interesting. Deadline says Apple TV Plus has signed a deal for the natural history series Earthsound. Hailing from Offspring Films, the piece says the half-hour series uses audio technology and cinematic 360 sound design to reveal the unexpected, unfamiliar, and untold natural stories on every continent of the planet. Will the stories be as good as the ones with the supermodels? I am not kidding when I say I don't know. What's cool, though, this is television from a technology company that's pushing the technology of television. Not the first time Offspring's done that, not even the first time it's done that for Apple. Deadline says the company produced Apple's Earth at Night in Color, which was narrated by the night manager's Tom Hiddleston and launches on the platform in December. That series makes use of next-generation cameras to reveal the nocturnal lives of animals in color for the first time. Coming up in a few minutes, after starting the week marking the passing of Steve Jobs, Brian Chaffin and I talk about Apple under Tim Cook and what kind of CEO should eventually replace him. Also, we wander into traffic. Give it a listen in a few minutes, wherever you get podcasts or on YouTube, youtube.com/KenRay. Another show to tell you about today as well. Apple sites were rife with news this week of an unpatchable vulnerability in the Cupertino company's T2 security processor. Not a great look for a security processor. At the same time, it's probably not the sky is falling moment that headlines would have us believe. We'll get the lowdown from security researcher Patrick Wardle on the checklist by Secure Mac. Checklist 202 is available now, wherever you get podcasts. macOS Can, brought to you by me and sponsored by Mint Mobile. Get the new unlimited data plan for just $30 a month at mintmobile.com/macOSCan. This show is also sponsored by Squarespace. Get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain with offer code macOSCan at squarespace.com/macOSCan. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macoscan.com or call 716-780-4080. We will talk again tomorrow. Until then, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.